Hey everyone, it's Chris from No Pain No Gain Fitness. I have a topic I want to talk to you guys about. It's does weight training damage your joints? I had somebody come up to me saying that explicitly it does. Did a little research for you guys, and I kind of want to show you what I found. Okay, so what is weight training? Weight training is resistance training. That could be from any means, from barbells and dumbbells to resistance bands to water, pull-up bars, calisthenics, push-ups, gymnastics. Really anything, any type of stress that you're putting on your muscles to create like a muscle tear. That's how you gain muscle. You tear the muscles to so they can repair and become stronger. Do I think that weight training damages muscle? I say no, and I'll tell you why in these next further things. Okay, so research I found, this was from the 60s and 70s. It proved that heavy lifting, when performed correctly, and that's really the key, when performed correctly, does not affect flexibility. Now, why do we care about flexibility? Flexibility is your muscle's ability to move within a certain range of motion. And there are certain ranges of motion that are shown to be beneficial for the joint. If you go exceed them, you could have negative complications later, which I've seen some people did gymnastics that I train right now. And if you aren't able to meet that certain standard for the joint, flexibility-wise, that comes with a slew of problems as well. Could it even improve flexibility? Now, this was what I found interesting. There was a study, I think it was out of Brazil, that had talked about, it was a 10-week study. They were 60-year-old clients. They were ages from 55 to 83, and they were split in two. 43 of them split into two, so obviously 121, 122. They took the same class, same exact class, 3 times a week for 10 weeks, and one group used no weight during the class. It was like a silver sneaker, not silver sneakers, but it was like a lower impact class suitable for that age range and fitness level of the entire group. And the other half did the same exact class, but used very light dumbbells. It says in the study between 1 and 3 pounds. So nothing crazy heavy. And actually, the people that used weight found a significant difference in improved flexibility for those who hadn't used any weight. Now, here's some other things. Could it even alleviate joint pain? Research published in the Journal of Rheumatology suggests that relief from joint pain is linked to certain simple strength training routines. In this study, individuals with arthritis engaged in a 4-month-long exercise program consisting of simple weight-bearing exercise, such as squats and leg extensions, in their own homes. The exercisers experienced 43% reduction in pain and 44% improvement in physical functioning. The exercisers were able to walk, climb stairs, sit, and stand more easily than their non-exercising counterparts. And that's really interesting. This study was with elderly people as well, and the problem that we find in that group is they're just not strong enough to do daily tasks of living. And it's really important for them to do that, because if once their children are gone and it's just them, they don't want to move into an assisted living home. They need to be able to do things on their own, and weight training can definitely do that for them. Another case, this was in Livestrong. Just did a little bit of a Google search, and Livestrong says, this is found in Arthritis Today. It said, yes, totally, with chronic joint pain, people feel way better after exercising. However, with some stipulation. However, using improper form, Lifting too often or lifting weights that are too heavy can lead to joint problems. To avoid joint pain and damage caused by weightlifting, it is important to follow a basic set of guidelines before starting a resistance training regimen. And here they had some listed, but I kind of want to go over what I would personally have my clients do. If I have clients that have these type of problems, I make sure if they're hurting that day, we don't have to go straight into that style of lift if it's too hard for them, or if it's just not in there, not working for them that day. Excuse me. So what I have them do, always warm up. That's the biggest key. If when you go into the gym, you should not go straight for the weight stack. You need to stretch your arms out, stretch your legs out, get on a treadmill before you even do that, and get the blood flowing. You can't stretch muscles that are not warmed up. Your muscles need to contract a little bit, create a little metabolism started in there before you stretch them. Stretching them, there's a slew of different styles of stretching. The one most commonly known as static stretching. You kind of hold a pose for an extended period of time, between 30 and 45 seconds. I'll have another video on stretching within the next couple weeks I plan on doing to kind of show you the different styles of stretching you can do and the benefits of each of them. Next, if you are lifting heavy that day, and your heavy really consists of being able to only lift a certain weight, maybe 1 to 5 repetitions, without you stopping. I would suggest performing lighter repetitions of the same weight, of lighter weight of the same exercise. So if I were to go to bench press, I wouldn't just go warm up, stretch a little bit, and then throw on 150 to start off. You want to start off with 50% of your max maybe. So if you max 150 pounds, maybe put 75 pounds on the bar. Do that 15-20 times to kind of stretch and loosen up your joints. Then start adding maybe 10 to 15 pounds each set. Don't go over 25. Don't go from like 75 to 100, or 100 to like or 75 to 100 is acceptable, but don't go like 75 to 135. Your body hasn't acclimated to the weight. You can't just start throwing that much weight on your body at one time. So what does damage joints? The big thing that personally I feel damages joints is improper lifting. That's obviously number one. You see these videos, these guys using their backs to start slinging weight around when they're doing deadlifts, squatting, pushing off their toes, having their knees come forward. That's what causes problems. Our bodies are meant to take a lot of pressure. Axially, that meaning from your spine stability straight down from your head to the ground. You're able to handle a lot of weight if you stay sturdy. That being said, if you know you can only squat 100 pounds, don't try to put 150 on the bar and try doing it. That's going to cause you to go in improper form. Your body's not able to carry that load because it hasn't trained up to that load yet, and all you're going to do is hurt yourself. So, think smart. The best way to get stronger is to be smart anyway. You're not going to be able to cut corners by trying to lift heavier weight than what you can. Repetitive movements. This goes in with something kind of tied to the bottom with athletics. Runners consistently have like plantar fasciitis, shin splints, other disorders and imbalances attributed to running because that's all they do. If you only do certain things all of the time, you can only expect your body to be able to you're going to cause yourself imbalances. You're pulling your body towards one part of your body. For instance, if you're a runner, your calves are really strong, but not the front of your shins, where your shin splint issues arise from. So weight training will help you avoid these problems because you're able to work the other parts of your body. You're not going to come across these issues. Improper recovery. That is when you go from the couch, not doing anything, to I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week. I'm going to lift heavy every single day of the same or almost the same body parts and groups. Your body's going to break down. It's going to cause problems. And if you did that anyway, you're probably not stretching, not recovering. It's kind of like a big old circle. The next thing is lack of flexibility. If you want to try to put your body through, let's give you an example of a bench press. If you're trying to go from fully extended all the way down, but without weight, you can only go to here. You're going to expect your body to get into problems. Your body physically, you cannot physically put yourself in a position to do a bench press with no weight, but you're expecting your body to push the weight up from a position you can't get into. You're going to hurt yourself. That's going to tear your joints up crazily. And something I didn't put in here is nutrition. If you don't have your nutrition dialed in, you don't drink enough water, you don't have enough vitamins and minerals to help support joint health, you doing exercise is going to damage them. It's like not changing your oil in your car. Your joints are practically the things that are saving your bones from busting into each other. If you don't, or better yet, a tire, if you don't put air in your tire to the proper pressure that it needs, and you start driving, your car's not going to run properly. Well, your car will run properly, but you're going to bust your wheels, you're going to screw up your alignment. Same thing goes for your joints and your muscles. You have terrible joints, you're going to try to work on a flat tire, you're going to ruin yourself. And then some athletics like boxing, football, basketball, volleyball. Like in boxing, you're punching people all of the time. You cannot not expect your shoulders, your back, your head, your neck, your ribs, shoulders to not have problems when you're punching human beings and things that punching bags weighing upwards of 100 pounds. Cannot expect to not get hurt from that. Okay. Football, you're getting smashed by people who are in an episode of Sports Science I watched that are coming at you at a speed of, or hitting you as hard as you getting into a car accident at 30 miles per hour. You don't think that's going to hurt you later after doing that, getting sacked if you're a quarterback 20, 30, 40 times in a year? You're wrong. Basketball players, they roll their ankles all of the time. I played basketball for 6 years and my ankles are terrible. And you think I'm going to try to point the finger at weight training? That's not the case. It's because you play a sport where you're putting your joints and you're more capable from repetitive movement, from accidents and just games of the sport, things that are going to hurt you. In basketball, you roll your ankle all of the time. There's not one basketball player that hasn't sprained or rolled their ankle that has been playing for more than maybe even a year. In volleyball, you get a ton of problems. Surprisingly enough, you have a lot of shoulder problems, labrum tears, because you're smacking a ball that weighs less than a pound, and you're throwing your whole body weight into it. And if you miss that ball or you hit it wrong, it's painful. Trust me, I've thrown out my back playing volleyball. It's not. It seems like it can be a wimpy sport, but there's aspects to it that can be very painful. And swim is same kind of goes with swimming, golf. You have the tennis elbow or golfer's elbow. You're putting a lot of pressure on the joint when you keep doing repetitive motions. You're swimming, even the 100-meter. You don't just swim 100 meters even in practice or an event. In an event, you're going hard. You're going as fast as you can, and you don't think without proper recovery, without doing that over and over again for years and years and years, even maybe with proper recovery, that's not going to damage you. Think again. But there's some other things happen too. If you're 65 plus, arthritis is a commonplace for you. Sadly enough, if you've been around doing things for a long time, your body's breaking down. You're not as efficient as you were when you were 10 and 20. So you might just you'll have problems with that. But as you see, even people with arthritis, once they weight train and do things properly, you're able to get the cerebral fluid and the necessary nutrients you need into the joints. And by the that study that showed that 43% of people weight train have their problems alleviated. Damaged joints, car accidents, you can't really prevent those. If you get smacked by a semi and you have pins in your spine, yeah, you're probably not going to be able to do the same thing as the CrossFit athletes and the Olympians. It sucks to say you might be able to get there, but maybe that's just not the cards you were dealt. But there are ways that you're able to weight train to alleviate the problems that you have, and to not further injury. Some certain things like squatting, benching, and pressing. We can begin with squatting. That's my big pet peeve. People in Africa that do not have chairs, that use the bathroom, sit and kind of relax in the bottom of the squat, don't have knee or back problems. The problem that we run into with people in squatting is kind of twofold. One, they're just not strong enough, or two, they're so tight in their hips that they physically cannot pull themselves to the bottom of the squat. Squatting below your knees does not damage your joints either if you're able to get there. That's the key, if you are able to get there. If you physically cannot get to the bottom of a squat because you're so tight, I have a video that you can watch. It's the squat debate on YouTube. I'll post the link at the bottom of this video. You can watch and kind of see what my beliefs are on getting to the bottom of the squat, what the problems rise from it, and how to fix yourself so you can. Being in the bottom, going to full range of motion of any joint feels better than doing half range of motion of a joint. You just run into problems. You train in only a certain area, your joint becomes limited. Then when you have to do something like there's a, God forbid, there's a fire in your house, you're laying down, you have to get up quickly. You don't hurt or injure yourself because you are focused on getting the hell out of the building as opposed to trying to make sure you don't hurt yourself. Benching, I hear this crazy thing. Dumbbells are better for you than a bar to protect your joints. If you do the same range of motion, it doesn't matter if you use bars or dumbbells or bands or another human being or a dog or your puppy. It's still the range of motion. It's still the same weight. It's still the same range of motion. Still the same movement. Doesn't matter what you're doing. If you have damaged joints, if you are tight, if you do not properly warm up, if you don't eat, sleep, and drink properly, get enough nutrients, no matter what you do, and if you don't do any of those, benching could be a problem for you. If you want to do that, if you want to bench, go ahead and do, make sure you eat properly, stretch, make sure you can get to the full range of motion before you begin doing it. That's the biggest thing. And pressing. Pressing I refer to as shoulder pressing. If you, just like all of these, if you go going the full range of the joint is better than going half the range of the joint. That being said, if you right now go halfway, if you start at the 90 degree and this is where you do your shoulder press, but I'm telling you that you can go all the way down, don't max right away doing that. You want to be able to make sure that with lighter loads, you're able to press from your shoulder all the way up without having any problems. New range is weak range. That's the Kelly Starrett, that's one of his quotes when he does any type of his mobility movements or videos that require that he talks about getting new range and strength training in new range. It's weak. Your muscles have not been stretched to that point, to that length, I should say. They're used to working in small distances. So in order for you to get strong there, you have to start with less weight. You can't just go jumping straight to your max. That's the video. If you guys like the video, like and share it. I'd appreciate it a lot. For more info, you can contact me at christian@npngfitnessandntr.com. That's my email address. It goes straight to my phone. So if you send me an email on any question, or if you have anything else you want to talk about, if you don't think it's true and you want to let me know your side of it, I'm totally open for what you have to say and what you think about. The more knowledge I know, the better I know to help my clients. So if you find something that disproves something that I said, or you just don't agree with me and you have an educated response, I'm totally up for hearing it. If you're interested in any of my weight training or personal training classes, my number is 480-220-5453, or you can visit my website at www.npngfitnessandntr.com. Talk to you guys later.